Have you ever bought in on a prospect that you truly believed in? Got heaps of their cards at a great price in hopes that they'll go to the moon when they finally get called up to the NHL and start putting the puck in the back of the net? They'll sell heaps of jerseys, get their name chanted by the crowd, and win multiple Stanley Cups. Only to watch them get stuck in the AHL and later move to Europe to play out their days on some team called City Name HC. Yeah, well, I'm done with that, and this part of my PC is never going to have that issue. Let's take a look. What's going on YouTube? Flipping Out SC coming at you with another new video. And in today's video, I'm going to introduce you to a new part of my personal collection that I started this year and show you how it's coming along. But before we get started, as a background story, last year I tried to play the prospecting game. I bought in on a few prospects, but the one I bought in on the most was Alex Barré-Boulet. This guy was lighting it up in the AHL. The Lightning were losing so many players due to cap space, and I felt he had a real shot at making the team and having a real impact. I had heaps of his cards, Future Watch autos, PMGs, draft day marks, and more. I legit at one point had 45 Barré-Boulet Young Guns on e-pack with a few French and Canvas as well. I even had his exclusives. I was set. I couldn't wait for preseason to start. I tried tuning into every Lightning game to see how he was doing and cheer him on from the seat of my couch. And what happened? Well, like so many prospects before him, he stunk it out and got cut. Only to get signed a few days later when they had an injury, and subsequently cut again. So I sold. I sold all of it, got rid of almost all of my Barré-Boulet collection that I had worked so hard to build and vowed to never prospect again. But without prospecting, what would I collect? Who would I PC? What players were sure to almost never lose their values? Legends. I was going to collect Legends. But not just any Legend cards. Autographs. I mean, it may sound it, but a lot of these guys are either already done signing or potentially fairly close to being done signing, if you know what I mean. So what could be greater than having their autos, a piece of them, something that they've had their fingerprints on and autographed? I really can't think of anything. Therefore, for this PC, to make it extra special, I only wanted those hard signed autos. Stickers can come out after they've passed and they really just don't have as much meaning in my books. Therefore, on January 1st, 2024, I started one of my favorite projects ever, my Legends on-card auto PC. Now, I'm no high roller, so the amount of high dollar cards I have will be limited for a while, but I wanted to start by collecting autos of players that had something special. Not necessarily the most goals in history, but a significant quirk about them or an absolutely incredible signature. Therefore, the first addition to the PC was a player that only played in 45 NHL games and had a total of 4 goals and 10 assists in his illustrious NHL career, but has a name most people recognize for another reason. This player was Willie O'Ree, the first ever black player to play in the NHL. I grabbed his SP Legends auto on e-pack on January 1st for $20, a price that I just don't think you can go wrong on for an auto that nice. The next pickup for the collection is still my favorite, and it's honestly going to take a lot to top it. Not only does this player inscribe almost every one of his cards, but he almost never signs his real name, only his nickname, Boom Boom. This 2001-2002 Topps Heritage auto of Boom Boom Geoffrion couldn't be nicer. I got this one on ComC for a steal at 25 USD or approximately $34 Canadian. Moving on, this next player has held a very special place in my heart due not to his play but to his look, Gary Cheevers. This SP Legends auto was also picked up on the e-pack Facebook group at a price of $25. However, soon after I ended up upgrading this auto for a nicer product and an even better photo of the mask I love, with this 2017-18 The Cup Enshrinements auto that I picked up on ComC for $33.25 or $45 Canadian. An absolutely stunning piece that I'm so happy to have. Now, because I have two, I've decided to move on from the SP Legends auto and keep the Enshrinements. But instead of selling it to make room for another sweet auto, I've decided to give it to a legend himself. You. That's right. We're having our very first giveaway on the Flippin' Out SC channel, and one of the few legends can win it. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below your favorite PC pickup so far of 2024, and you'll be entered to win. As soon as we hit 400 subscribers, I'll pick a random comment and I'll transfer you the card on your own e-pack account. Good luck. Now back to the autos. Next comes a bit more of a modern legend who I've also managed to attain 2 autos for. An American from the same state as Marshall Mathers, but this is a different Eminem, Mike Modano. I first picked up this 0506 Upper Deck Ice Glacial Graphs on ComC for $35 or $48 Canadian, but later couldn't turn down this 21-22 Upper Deck SP Game Use Stanley Cup Letterman that I snagged in the same place for $52 USD or $70 Canadian. I'm not sure if I count the Letterman as on card as it's on a patch, but then again the patch makes up most of the card, so I'm currently undecided which of these two I'll keep and which one I'll move on from. But I think Modano has one of the greatest signatures in the game and is super underappreciated in the hobby, so I was super happy to steal these two and throw them both into the collection. From an American great to a Canadian legend, we move into a player who passed fairly recently and was beloved by many. Le Démon Blonde, or more recognizably, the original Flower, Guy Lafleur. This may have been one of the worst buys in terms of the price point I got in at, as I've seen a few sell for much less since then, but I'm still more than happy to have in my collection. The player himself may have played well before my time, but the card brings me right back to my childhood, and roaming those card shows when I was 12 or 13 years old when OPC Premier came out and was a really big deal. I still love those cards. This 0708 OPC Premier Original 6 Auto number to 100 was another COMC pickup at a price point of 120 USD or 164 Canadian. Like I say, looking back I should have gotten in for less, but I can't complain as this is such a beautiful card. From Poutine Land, we move to the great province of Saskatchewan, and a player who has a record that, while I usually wouldn't say never, I'll say it this time, never will be broken. Mr. Goalie Glenn Hall has the most consecutive complete games played for a goalie at 502. Incredible. When I heard that stat and found out he was from my home province, I knew I had to have this card, and so I snagged it on COMC at a price of 14 USD or $19 Canadian. And down to the last two. This card actually came to me in a trade. This player was someone who was not on my radar at all, but I'm quite stoked to have his auto, and it's quite a nice graph if I'm being honest. Brian Leach. Now, I don't have a ton to say about Leach, other than I know he's a Ranger great who shared ice time with the likes of Messier and Gretzky, and he was part of the Stanley Cup winning Rangers back in the 90s. But whether I know much about him or not, I'm sure glad his auto is now safely in my collection of legends. And last, but certainly not least, one of the all-time personalities, players, and mustaches of the game. A player who will go down in history as one of, if not the greatest Flame to ever touch the ice, and one of the few Flames to have ever touched the Stanley Cup, the great Lanny McDonald. If you didn't already know, I'm a die-hard Flames fan. To be honest, I'm surprised it took me this long to pick up a Lanny auto, but I only just grabbed this one at the end of May. I was stoked to see this 21, 22, 23 clear-cut Ionics Legends auto on COMC for $27, because this set is pretty tough to pull. They only fall 1 in 240 packs, making them extremely rare as each box is its own pack. Super stoked to have this beautiful auto in my collection, as it'll be one of the centerpieces for years to come. But that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope all of your 2024 collecting goals are coming to fruition, and your PCs are going just like mine. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below to be entered to win the amazing Gary Cheevers auto. I appreciate the support of each and every one of you, and can't wait to give back, starting with this giveaway, and hopefully more in the future. But until next time, we'll catch you on the flip side.